Hello everyone, welcome to Pine Network's configuration tutorials. Today we're gonna learn how to configure MPLS L3VPN. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is to configure our IGP to have reachability between our PE routers. In this example, we use OSPF. Now I created the OSPF process ID 1. Now I am configuring the router ID using the same loopback address. Then I enable OSPF on my point-to-point network connecting the two PE routers using the network command. And I do the same for the loopback interface. Let's quickly verify our OSPF configuration. Show IP route OSPF. This will show us the routes learned via OSPF. We see that we have a route to the far end loopback IP address. Next, we'll need to configure LDP. Let's start by enabling LDP on the routers and configuring the LDP transport address. Now I enter the LDP configuration mode. I configure LDP router ID to be the same as loopback IP. And I configure the LDP to use the loopback as the transport address. Now let's enable LDP on the network-to-network interfaces. With this command, I enable label switching on the interface Ethernet 1. And then I enable LDP on this interface. Now let's do the same thing on the second router. Let's quickly verify our LDP configuration. We will use the command show MPLS LDP neighbor. This will display the list of LDP neighbors that the router has established adjacency with. And the command show MPLS forwarding table. This will display the MPLS forwarding table. Now we will need to create our VRF. We will name our VRF Site 1. We create an IP VRF called Site 1. Then I configure the route distinguisher. And then the route target, import and export. Both mean the import and the export are the same. And we need to attach this VRF to our interface Ethernet 2. Now I am making interface Ethernet 2 as an attachment circuit to the VRF, and then I assign this IP address to the interface. Let's do the same thing for the second router. Finally, we need to configure BGP between our PEs. Now I'm configuring BGP with the autonomous system number 1. I configure OcNOS 2 as an internal BGP neighbor. And here I am specifying the loopback address as the source for BGP updates to OcNOS 2. Then we go into the VPN v4 address family and activate the neighbor 2.2.2.2. Then we configure the IPv4 address family for the VRF instance Site 1. And here I am redistributing connected routes into BGP. Now for OcNOS 2. And that's it for the configuration. Now let's verify if everything is working properly. We start with the command show IP BGP VPN v4 all summary. This command shows the BGP neighbor and their state. And the command show IP route VRF Site 1. This will display the routing table for the VRF instance site 1. Here we see that we have a route to the remote subnet on OcNOS 2. Now let's try to ping the two PCs. And as you can see, we got a successful ping. Thank you for watching.